Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Have you ever felt stuck trying to learn English on your own? Maybe you're overwhelmed by grammar, afraid to speak, or just don't know where to start. I've been there. In this video, I'm sharing my complete journey from confused beginner to confident speaker, all without a single teacher or formal class. We'll break down the exact steps, from listening and reading to finally conquering your fear of speaking. This is the guide I wish I had. So, if you're ready to become your own best English teacher, let's begin. Learning English by yourself is like setting out on a long and beautiful journey, one that begins with confusion and hesitation, but gradually unfolds into confidence, rhythm, and fluency. It is a story of persistence, curiosity, and small victories. When you decide to learn English on your own, you are both the teacher and the student, the explorer and the guide. There will be moments when the language feels like a vast ocean. Its grammar, pronunciation, and vocabulary appear endless and overwhelming. But slowly, as you begin to swim through it, you realize that it's not about memorizing every word. It's about building a relationship with the language itself. The first step of this journey begins with awareness. You must understand that learning a language is not a single act, but a collection of habits, feelings, and daily encounters. English is not something you can master overnight, or even in a few months. It is something you grow into. The process must start with listening. Listening is like breathing for a language learner. Before a baby learns to speak, it listens for months to the sounds of the people around it. Similarly, when you expose yourself to English through movies, podcasts, YouTube channels, and songs, your ears begin to adjust to its rhythm. At first, you might not understand everything, but the melody of the language will start to sink into your subconscious. You begin to recognize patterns, tones, and accents. The words may slip by like waves, but each one touches you a little, teaching your brain to catch meaning through context, not just vocabulary. Once your ears start to adapt, the next step is to build a connection with reading. Reading English regularly is like discovering a hidden world within pages. You can start with simple things, children's books, short stories, or even comic strips. The key is not to read fast, but to read deeply. Every paragraph is an opportunity to notice new words, expressions, and sentence structures. When you come across unfamiliar words, don't rush to the dictionary right away. Try to guess their meaning from the context first. This guessing is a powerful mental exercise. It helps your brain associate ideas rather than isolated words. Over time, you'll realize that your understanding improves even without translation. Reading is also a way to learn how thoughts are structured in English, how writers express emotions, how humor or suspense is created, and how simple words can carry deep meaning. Speaking is the next great challenge, and it is often the hardest part for self-learners because it requires courage more than knowledge. Many people understand English perfectly, but freeze when it's time to speak. This fear comes from perfectionism, the belief that you must speak flawlessly. But the truth is, nobody learns to speak by staying silent. You must let yourself make mistakes. You must be ready to sound imperfect, to stutter, to pause, and to laugh at your own errors. The goal is communication, not perfection. Start by speaking to yourself. Describe what you are doing throughout the day in English. For example, when you wake up, say to yourself, "I'm brushing my teeth." I'm going to have breakfast. It sounds simple, but it trains your brain to think in English. Then, record your voice while reading a paragraph aloud. Listen to it and compare it to native pronunciation from online videos. Notice the rhythm, the intonation, and where you can improve. Slowly, speaking will feel less like an effort and more like a natural flow. Writing is another pillar of self-learning, and it helps you organize your thoughts. When you write in English, you are building bridges between what you know and what you want to say. Start with a diary. Write about your day in simple sentences. Don't worry about grammar too much in the beginning. What matters is expressing your ideas. Over time, as you revise what you write, you'll start to notice common mistakes and patterns. The process of correction becomes an intimate conversation between you and the language. You begin to see how small changes, like the placement of an article or a preposition, can completely alter meaning. Writing also improves your memory of vocabulary because you are using words in real situations, not just memorizing them for tests. Grammar, while often seen as a dry and difficult subject, is actually the backbone of English. But grammar should never be studied in isolation. It should be felt through sentences, not just rules. When you read or listen to English, observe how grammar naturally works within the sentence. Instead of memorizing definitions, notice how native speakers form questions, how they use tenses to describe past or future actions, and how they connect ideas using words like although, because, or however. Grammar becomes meaningful only when you see it in action. You can use online resources, apps, and YouTube lessons to reinforce your understanding. But remember, grammar is not a cage. It's a structure that gives your words clarity. Learning vocabulary is another adventure. The mistake most learners make is trying to memorize long lists of random words. This rarely works because language is not about memory. It's about association. The best way to learn new words is in context. When you hear or read a new word, write it down along with the sentence it appeared in. This helps your mind connect the word with its usage. Review your list daily, say the words aloud, use them in your own sentences. Over time, your active vocabulary, words you can use without hesitation, will grow naturally. Surround yourself with English in your daily life. Change your phone language to English, think in English while walking, or read product labels in English. These small moments of exposure accumulate and create fluency. One of the most underrated aspects of learning English by yourself is emotional connection. If you love what you're learning, your brain learns faster. Choose materials that interest you. If you love sports, follow English commentary. If you enjoy movies, watch English films with subtitles first, then without them. If you like motivational talks, listen to speakers like Jay Shetty or Simon Sinek. When learning feels personal, it stops feeling like a task and becomes a part of your lifestyle. You begin to crave it. The key is consistency. 10 minutes every day is far better than 2 hours once a week. Language learning is like watering a plant. The roots grow slowly, but they grow stronger with daily care. Technology is your greatest ally in this journey. There are thousands of free apps and websites designed to help self-learners. You can use Duolingo or Memrise for vocabulary, Grammarly to improve writing, and YouTube for pronunciation. You can join online speaking communities like HelloTalk or Tandem to practice with native speakers. The world has never been so open for learners. You can access audiobooks, online courses, and digital dictionaries anytime, anywhere. But remember, technology is a tool, not a teacher. It can guide you, but the real teacher is your own discipline. Another important part of learning English alone is building confidence. Confidence doesn't come from knowing everything. It comes from believing you can improve. Celebrate your small achievements. The first time you understand a movie without subtitles, the first time someone compliments your pronunciation, or the first time you write an email entirely in English, each of these is a milestone. Keep a record of your progress. Record your voice every month to track improvement. Read something you wrote months ago and notice how far you've come. This awareness of growth will fuel your motivation. Pronunciation deserves special attention because it directly affects how well others understand you. English pronunciation is tricky because the same letters can sound different in different words. The key is listening carefully and imitating native sounds. Watch the mouth movements of English speakers. Focus on stress and intonation. In English, meaning often changes with tone. For instance, the difference between a question and a statement often depends only on voice pitch. Try shadowing exercises, listening to a sentence and repeating it immediately, mimicking the speaker's rhythm and emotion. This not only improves pronunciation, but also fluency. As your skills develop, you must also train your mind to think in English. Thinking in English removes the need for translation, which slows you down. Start small. When you see an object, name it in English. When you have a thought, express it silently in English. Over time, your internal dialogue will shift from your native language to English. This is the stage when real fluency begins, because you are not just using English, you are living in it mentally. There will be times when progress feels invisible, when you feel stuck or frustrated. This is natural. Language learning is not linear. There are plateaus. During these times, change your approach. If reading feels boring, switch to listening. If grammar feels heavy, focus on speaking practice. The goal is to keep moving, not perfectly, but persistently. Remember that fluency is not about knowing every word. It's about being able to express yourself clearly even with limited words. Simplicity is power. The more you immerse yourself, the faster you learn. Surround yourself with English. Set your phone, YouTube, and even your daily journal in English. Join English-speaking groups online, comment on posts, or make short videos in English. The more you use it, the more natural it becomes. Every mistake you make is a teacher. Every correction you receive is progress. Be patient. Be consistent. Language is a slow magic that works only when you keep believing in it. Eventually, there comes a moment when you realize you no longer study English. You use it. You start thinking in it, dreaming in it, and feeling emotions through it. You watch movies and understand jokes. You write messages without hesitation, and you feel proud of how far you've come. That is the reward of self-learning. Freedom. The freedom to communicate, to connect with the world, to express your ideas, and to see yourself evolve. In the end, learning English by yourself is not just about mastering a language. It's about transforming yourself. It teaches you discipline, patience, and curiosity. It gives you the confidence to face challenges and the joy of constant discovery. Each new word you learn, each sentence you understand, and each conversation you hold becomes a small victory, a proof that you can build something extraordinary entirely on your own. And as you walk this path day by day, you realize that English was never the destination. It was the bridge that connected you to a larger world, to more people, to more dreams. It becomes not just a language you speak, but a part of who you are. Well, if you found this journey helpful and want to join me for the next one, make sure to hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon. It really helps me out, and I can't wait to share more useful tips with you. Thanks for watching.